Alright, I'm back with Volume 1, Episode 2 of $10 Tuesday. I just did dimes and quarters. Had a pretty wonderful find there. If you want to know what that was, go ahead and check out that video. If you don't feel like watching me open these nickels and see what I get, I will have a recap video at the end that will have all my finds for my coin roll hunting for today. Today, though, this is my passion. This is nickels. These are my favorite thing to search. I pretty much keep anything 2009. I keep anything 1954 and older. I'm obviously always hunting for buffalo nickels and shield nickels and everything in between. I have been fortunate to find some pretty good stuff in nickels. Always some key dates that I'm hunting for. Any 1938s, any war nickels, any 1950Ds. So this is my passion. I also will keep a few other years just to search for varieties because, again, this is what I collect. I collect nickels. I like coin roll hunting in general, but nickels is where my passion falls. I also will keep anything that has cool toning to it. And I don't even care if it's like burnt in a fire toning or something. If it has some character to it and I like it, it's for me. It's a personal thing. I like it. Also, if I see something, that has some book toning to it, definitely I'll keep it, or some just natural age toning. So let's get right into it. We're going to open up all 5 rolls of these nickels. Obviously, collecting nickels isn't like dimes or quarters where you're looking for silver. Sure, you get your war nickels that have silver, but they're just 35% silver, so the silver value is not the same. So usually when I lay my nickels out, first thing I'm looking for is anything that stands out. So one nickel in there that kind of stands out as something that's got some discoloration. Usually pretty much a beat coin, but also a chance of being a war nickel, etc. So I'm going to just kind of go right through, show you what I see. I will keep any non-US currency nickels. I'll pull them out and keep them side by side. I got a little jug of my foreign currency and stuff. I like to keep them because I find them. But we'll go through these real quick. Pretty much. I will also keep all the new buffalo nickels just to check later to see if I get lucky and get one of the new speared nickels. Now, like, he is super beat. It's got a lot of wear and a lot of discoloration to it. I have to check them out in a minute just to see what date it is, see if it's 1954 or older. I don't think so because I don't see the mint mark here by the Monticello. This would not be something I keep because that's not very eye appealing. But it does have that toning. I will keep some random stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, so let's just keep going. So far nothing special out of this little group yet. Just this one that I want to check on in a little bit. I'll look at it under my loop. I still am looking for a 2020p. Let's see, what else am I looking for? Other than that, I have everything from, I believe, 1935 to date. I am always looking for upgrades. So if I see something that's really cool, nice and clean, something potential full steps or something like that. And then, I don't know. I haven't been coin roll hunting for a little while, so I don't know. Did they do a 2020W? Well, there we go. That's a 1956. I won't keep it, but I will check it out. Just make sure it's not anything special, which I know it's not. I don't keep anything from 55 to 59, even though that's one of the older books normally. It needs to be 1954 or older for me to want to keep it. Even then, it gets really rough for me to kind of keep those. I don't really expect with just searching 5 rolls to have any luck, but then again, if you check out my earlier video, I only opened 1 roll, and I had a really good find. So here's a 1990D. Looks pretty clean. I'm going to just check for steps in a minute, because I do want to set anything that has this nice uncirculated look to them aside, and then I will see if it's worth keeping, maybe an upgrade in my book. And on to roll number 2. This has a couple that have some coloration in them on the side view. You know, that potential of being, you know, something older, or, you know, could have been caught in a fire. My table's not very stable, everything wants to roll. We'll get to those in just a second. And so we got one here with the little that gray tone discoloration, like maybe it's been sitting in a pool of water or something. I like to check those. That's all it is. It's just some water damage. So obviously my passion is Nickles, and I'm assuming possibly if you're watching this video that you want to check that out. It's a 1970 Philadelphia, but I want to check it out because it had some, just the date caught my eye. So I'm gonna look at it here in a second. And then here's a one of them 2005 buffaloes that I want to check to see if I get lucky and get me a speared buffalo, which I've yet to find. I have searched Nickles more than anything. Well, except maybe pennies. I'll probably search more pennies. Yeah, that's it. Check out that. It's a 2019 Denver, but something caught my attention. Alright, 1977. Got a really mushy mint mark, so I can't even tell if it's a D or not, but I do like that toning, even though, you know, it's probably, you know, maybe got dug up out of someone's backyard or something, but I will actually probably end up keeping this because it's got an eye appeal to me. I really like that patina, and, you know, I didn't do it, so it's a story. But I also want to check it out because the mint mark on there was really mushy. And here's another 2005 buffalo. 2018 P. I always like to look at my P's because sometimes there's a potential to upgrade the ones in my book, because I live in California, so I get a lot of the Denver mint stuff here. And I don't know, did I check this? 2016. So the Denvers are really easy to come by. It's the Philadelphias I struggle with. I think it just takes longer for them to circulate across the country to get them over here. Takes probably, I'm gonna guess, probably 15, maybe even 20 years for like the mix to be kind of even across the United States. You know, I will still find more Denvers than Philadelphias of pretty much any mint mark over here, but before I can really consistently find a lot of the Philadelphia stuff, takes quite a while. And then yeah, so got a little handful there. Obviously you see I pull out a whole lot more coins when I'm doing Nickles, if you've seen the last video. Pennies, I'm also a lot more informed on the pennies than I am on the dimes and quarters too, so there'll be a lot more pennies I pull, because then in pennies I'm looking for variations. But again, I'm not a real big penny guy. I didn't see anything here that stood out that might have some cool toning or might be a war nickel. Got a little toning one in there, but usually those are just, you know, got washed in someone's jeans and took a lot of the sheen off. That's that same one. 96D. What was that? pretty well toned up one. Just gonna set that aside. It's a 2019 Philadelphia, but again, because Philadelphias are so hard for me to find, I always like to just check them to make sure that it's not better than the one I have in my book already. And it wasn't like super perfect or anything, but who knows what's in there. But yeah, so this goes pretty quick for me when I'm searching. I do a quick pass through because I pretty much know what I'm looking for. The other thing I look for is the 1990. So here's a 1990. You're not going to be able to see it very well here on my camera because I haven't figured out how to figure out the lighting on this. But right under the Jefferson is the initials, FS, for the designer. Well, the 90 has a version with no FS. Now, I don't think your two major coin graders recognize it as a variant, but it is a variant. Not very expensive. I think $2-3 maybe. But it's just I actually found one, so I'm pretty excited about it. I also checked the 1975 for the high mint mark. Which I have one of those too as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So 5 rolls. So I could see how I think 5 rolls is probably a good number of rolls to do for coin rolls, because I mean, how much can I say unless I'm coming across stuff, and I don't want to speed up the video or skip any of this because I want you guys to be there if I find something. Again, nothing there. Another one of those, probably water damage, could be in a year. Just worth checking. But I mean, so far these have been pretty much duds. That's a 1959, kind of clean. I'll set it aside just to check it against what I have in my book, but I have so many 1959s that it probably won't survive. They'll probably just end up back in a roll and sent back to the bank. So those of you guys watching, you guys got a favorite nickel or something that you're keen to? Your favorite thing when you're hunting? What are you after? What are you paying attention to? What are you paying attention to that I appear to be oblivious to? That like I'm not after. What are your favorite coins? There's a nice dark nickel, but doesn't have a really good eye appeal. It's pretty ugly, though it is a little bit older. Can't see the date on that. Let me grab my loop real quick. 1999p. I really thought it had a mint mark on the back. I guess it's just a scratch, yeah. So I thought it was older at first because I thought I seen the mint mark by the Monticello. But so through quarantine, have you guys been doing any coin roll hunting? I know almost all the stores swear they're out of coins, but yet I still am able to get them from the bank. Maybe not like I used to, where I was getting boxes and stuff all the time, but I still don't have any issues getting coins from the bank. But I figured just to restart this for this part of my channel, I would do just $10 a week on Tuesdays for each currency. And that gives me a week to get all the stuff that I don't keep re-rolled back up and back to the bank and recycle it to the next week. And You know, see if I can find anything cool along the way. Again, this right here is a prime example of why I keep all my 2009s when I find them, because I'm hitting my 5th roll right now and haven't found a single one. I've been through entire boxes and not found any 2009s. They're pretty scarce. So anytime I find them, I set them aside, regardless of condition. There's a 1968. Just the raised portion of the Jefferson on those 60s sometimes stands out, make them look better than they actually are, because they got this really high detail. Here's another really colorful nickel that's been through, had a nice little life. It's got a little grimy appearance to it, so it doesn't have the same eye appeal to me. I probably won't keep it. 1964. But yeah. So, oh, there we go. There's a nice early 1941. Let's see what the. So it's going to be a Philadelphia, 1941 Philadelphia. So not a war nickel. It's a pre-war nickel, but it's pretty flat, pretty mushy. It's got some nice scuffing on it, but definitely make a nice book filler for somebody until they can get one. I mean, they're not worth much. Maybe a quarter, 10 cents or something. I mean, it's not much for that guy, because he's pretty rough and they're not super rare. But you know, it's my oldest nickel out of this first episode. Alright, almost done going through these, and I'll go through these ones on the table real quick. Just give them a quick scan, narrow down this keep pile, because I'm not keeping all those. Just wanted to get through the search part first. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe one of those buffaloes will be speared, huh? We all know it won't, but it's just, that's the hope, right? That's why we search through these coins to see what we can find. Rough one. And some toning, probably from being in a roll for too long, and the roll took a lot of damage or something, because it looks like it's got a clean rim. But no eye appeal. At least not to me. Alright, so let me go through these two buffaloes real quick. Look at them under my loop. Just check. And what I'm looking for is I go to the United, and I look at the E. And then I go to pretty much the buffalo's junk, and I look up to the other E in states. And pretty much nothing whatsoever. So he goes right back to the bank. Same thing, I go from the E in United, looking into the buffalo, I go to his junk, and look up to the next E. And again, he'll be going to the bank. I'm going to look at this guy real quick because I couldn't tell. Alright, this is 1984. It's a D. Doesn't have any eye appeal to me, doesn't stand out. But I did want to check it out. This is 1970D. I wanted to check because to my naked eye, the date really stood out to me. Probably just got mashed a little bit and some change or something. Nothing special. But it's always worth checking. When something stands out to you, you know, set it aside. Take a few seconds, check it out. This is a 1959. It's not going to be better than anything I have. Back's completely mushed. No step definition whatsoever. Letters, a lot of pocket wear. And then this is some good step definition. What coin is this one? Well, that's that 2019D. Whether I don't need that. I think I thought that was a P. Oh no, here's the 2019 P. Alright. Alright. So I do want to save the 2019 P just to compare with the one in my book. That's at 1941 Philadelphia. Here's this 1977. It's a D. I wanted to check it because that mint mark was really mushed. But there's nothing special about this. Let's have a decent little bit of color to it. And then here's that 1990D. It's not going to be in it. Oh, it's going to circulate, so it's not worth rolling back up and sending to somebody for a nice starter book. And then here's the 1956. He's really worn and beat. And he was probably in someone's book. He's got some paper glued to his back. Super mushed steps. So, $10 in Nickles. We're going to keep 2. We might only keep 1 because if the Philadelphia 2019 I have is better, then that'll just go back to the bank. Thank you guys for watching. I have one more episode coming up tonight. It'll be pennies, and then I will do a recap of all the coins that I hunted in coin rolls today. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful day. This has been awesome.